draft, I think I can speak for every Liquid fan and every Filipino out there. Take the Sora away. Please ban that hero.
I do not want to see clouds anymore.
What is that?
I take it back.
Look, Sora
Why
gets
do we suddenly
banned
turn to
out.
vampires? The Sora has been removed.
Wait, no. What?
All right, Count. Let's calm down here. There's still a game to be played. We're all full of adrenaline. But
Okay.
the Fanny, the Kalia, the Sora being banned out by Coach RC from the side, blue side of Team Liquid. SRG on red side, Coach Arcadia has decided upon Yuzong, the Claude, and one more pick.
The Juicin still open and the Grok to
Yeah.
pick.
Take it out. I remember in MSC, it was literally Juicin versus Farsa. The entire series. Now first pick, what's up?
Oh, dude. After game number 1, where we saw the initial punish on this Claude, it's time for the signature. And Carl Tuzzi, he's taking off the weights at this point.
They
Has
didn't get
to.
anything else. They did not get anything else. They didn't go for the Grok. They didn't go for anything. They wanted Lance right away. Didn't even consider the YSS. They said Lance.
Does he go? How do you just go like Yves? Oh wait, no, there's still Grok. I mean, Claude. I'm thinking whether Claude needs to be part of this picture, knowing
Banned.
that SRG.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's already banned out. Carry also another potential option here. Unless they want to like double down, no matter what they see, they're just gonna try and punish. I feel like it's better for Coach Arcadia to maybe kind of set up a scenario where you can get a better matchup for Phoveus and EXP. But I have an inkling that Coach RC will suspect it.
Yeah, honestly, just go YSS, maybe? Ah, wait, no, yeah. Eve, as you mentioned, oh yeah, was still open. And then they go up for the Hilda now. Ooh, gonna be very annoying to deal with. I think if they want to be okay with it, I think they're forced into picking up a high loss for JP later on. The mid laner, they can mash it with a Farsa. If they want to save their mid laner pick for later, they can. If they want to get their gold laner instead,
There you go.
there's a high loss. So it's either a high loss Farsa. I think Valentina might be a bit meh.
Yeah, there's no need
Yep.
for them to go for the Valentina at this point. So, Sekysss can pick up his hero here.
I mean, I'm thinking what is good, because there's only 2 bans at the end of the day for the side of TL. They can get rid of the Yishan Shin, they can get rid of a potential Hayabusa. This Lance has already been taken, leaving you with not many options unless you end up playing something like Fredrin, for an example, and then look to play Arlott later down the line. This Hilda is the thing that's really making me think Cram might just play it in the EXP for all intents and purposes.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a time that he was always on that hero. Although they will be picking first after the next banning phase, so the CC gets picked up instead. I've been thinking about this earlier, even during the first 2 picks, because it feels as if it's such a great soft counter to. And they've answered so much already in terms of the Lancelot. It's a CC and the Hilda.
Yeah, one thing I like about picking up the CC when you see the high loss is that it's going to be the easiest 2-man curtain call of your life.
Yeah.
You're almost always just going to be landing it onto 2 people. The high loss plus X.
Yep, the high loss plus X every single time. And I think right now there's a really good argument for TL to actually go for a Uranus pick here. Only because, yes, sure, you get from the Ionic Edge, you shred some MR, but at the very least, it's like if your lane is shafted anyways, I think Uranus is a pretty good runaround to kind of punish your opponents by saying, you know what, we're just gonna sandbag you the entire time. Arlott ban from the side of Coach Arcadia.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like there's so much attention towards the sides of Liquid. And SRG are doing such a great job at limiting these two sides of Liquid. Be it in terms of the pickings or even in the laning phase. So we did put out that maybe they really want to prioritize the winning matchups, but now again it's the mid trio that's revealed to us so far.
We'll
So
see.
the options are gonna get fewer and fewer again.
Yeah. Will Team Liquid still be willing to ban out the YSS?
Is it necessary? I feel like SRG, considering that they don't have much to scale with, I feel like they need to just be worried about the gold lane.
They call me a hero.
Oh, wait a
they
minute.
do.
Save my
Are they
nation
gonna...
from falling apart.
Oh, but Eve is already on. I want to see whether Oheb is going to get the signature pick.
What if this is...
Matrix?
I think there's a potential here for it.
But when I actually don't know where the CC is gonna go to, by the way.
It's up to
Yeah.
gold lane or something.
If it's EXP or gold.
I'm trying to think if there's another, beyond the YSS, if there's going to be another here that you can have another gold.
Depends unless
gold
they're
lane
going for, like...
I remember seeing a team, was it Chigu, guys? There was one team that decided to go for a full
Freya
fighter
jungle?
melee lineup, wherein they had a Ling in the jungle, they had a CC in the gold.
Cool.
I think the more modern version of that is a Freya jungle. So Freya is still an option for them if ever. But no, they still want to go for the mobile assassin. They'll still get the Hayabusa.
Yeah, gotta keep it safe, gotta keep it sturdy. Last two picks here for the side of Team Liquid as their fans are absolutely blasting the roof off of the Exo Hall. They need a couple of answers. Number one, they don't have a way to really stop. They don't have a way to stop the Yve, and I think the early stages of the game shouldn't be that bad as long as JP is able to peel off the Hilda from actually interrupting Carl Teasy's farm.
Last picks, we're still looking for an EXP and a gold laner.
He's hovering Alice.
There's Alice.
Yeah, Alice would be great for
There's
an EXP.
Export. But I don't think we get to see that as much nowadays.
But what's the gold laner?
The hovering Granger. Interesting.
Okay.
So do behave.
Is this going to be enough though?
Experience the
I guess this means that from TL's POV, they're like, Sanford, they're diving you a lot, but they're also diving Oheb. You sit on your own island, we're gonna shift all our resources down to the gold lane.
I think you could still, could you still slot in Grok here? Put the Hilda in EXP, put the CC in the gold, but then up against the Granger might
Yeah.
be tough for you.
The Tro's also there too.
I think no matter what, you gotta have something that scales. Because this Alice is gonna be too big of a problem. Like,
Yeah.
nobody can really take her out.
The Lunox is... Nah.
Need more physical gold. Yeah, you need something with strong, constant lockdown, constant basic attacks. Maybe they get the Matrix?
Possibly.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my...
They'll really pack the CC in the gold lane.
They're looking to... Wait, this is such a counterintuitive style of play. It's like, I guess they want to make sure that everybody has a form of, I can get damage in, so that the follow-up, no matter who the follow-up is, must clean up.
We also have to acknowledge that Team Liquid PH's damage are all in bursts, and they're all skill-based. So the Uranus does make a lot of sense.
They might be able to out-tank it, but I think both EXP laners are going to play a very crucial role for the upcoming war.
Wow.
Look at that lineup rating. My God.
It looks pretty...
It's SRG sided.
Pretty SRG sided.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is, though. A 2 off to a 1.8 counter index. We'll see as we get into the game. I think that it's a lot more even than the initial take as we head on in to Land of Dawn.
5 seconds.
Liquid facing off SRG. Let's do this, my guy.
This is going to be so good. A great way to end this 3-game banger. A storied rivalry, though young as it is. Two great organizations backing them. And now Yumes is going to be looking to give JP a taste of his own medicine with a Hilda pick that messed them up earlier. It's a question of how well can Liquid time the damage that they have that they deal in bursts up against a lineup that does very well against burst damage.
Yeah. And the sides look a bit more stable now. Like, I feel like they're able to manage it much more compared to how we were able to witness the past 2 games. Because even though they did win game number 1, it wasn't as smooth. It wasn't as smooth sailing as you would have described it to be. So maybe, just maybe, we get to see a better form from Liquid in the early stages of the game here.
Well, I mean, in terms of just the emblems alone, we're making sure that we are, keeping ourselves in check, right? As much as Sanford is like, oh, I'm gonna get the Festival of Blood, Cram, it's all about movement speed, right? I need to get to places, I need to do stuff all across the map. While Stormy, most importantly, not only doesn't he want to control this lane, but he wants to put a big tax on Sanji.
Good disruption there by Yumes. Man marking Carl Teasy expected of a Hilda up against an assassin jungle. Chicken Sanji having a tough time here against Stormy. The pokes constantly dished out by the Steve. Sekysss close by, already level 4.
That's so smart. It's so smart. It's so smart. You purposely show yourself so they reposition to the opposite side. Sekysss can actually flank Sanji here if he just walks up a little bit further.
There it is.
Oh, there goes. The Shadow actually connects.
Oh.
He goes back to Sanji, but the Revitalize is there. JP saves him right at that moment. KarlTzy, will he get to find the kill on Cram? Doesn't have the level 4. But Sanford still goes in together with JP. Force out the flicker from Yums.
Oh man, RNGesus gave him his prayers and sent Daddy JP, and now the real manipulation!
Throne of Ruin also used onto 2 members, but they have to get away. Crab is just a bit too much in terms of the sustain. And that's all by himself, by the way. And the real world manipulation from Stormy as they try to interrupt KarlTzy once again in his jungle.
Wait, decisions here by SRG. Sekysss?
Oh, Sanford has the flicker, able to cancel out the Oogie Shadow kill, fortunately, but he's really low. Cram going under the turret.
He's fine.
Okay.
Both sides are not going to be able to kill each other, and that's the big problem. They need other people to get involved, and even Stormy is just like, I'm going to completely shove you out this lane. Whoever gets a lead, let's just take advantage of it, right? And even for Stormy's side, he's like, all right, sure, Cram, you can focus on getting that, but give me the gold. I want the money.
I like this rotation by Stormy. It helps speed up the cut. He gets a little bit of EXP himself, and now they're also going to be able to get gold through the shielding up top. So great link up between Cram and Stormy.
What happened to the bottom lane? How is Innocent a full level up?
Yeah. KarlTzy will try to steal away this purple buff. There's the better airstrike. Yums! But too much damage from Liquid. Sanji secures first blood. Thorn Rose, but he still goes down. The damage from the Oogie Shadow kill was enough.
RNGesus was not kind that time.
Not at all.
The last one was like, wow, that's pretty lucky. This one, really unlucky. 2 sides of the same coin, and the first items haven't even completed yet.
Now, SRG still taking control of the map through the aggressive rotations. I think eventually this is going to turn into who has the more annoying EXP laner to deal with. It's either the Alice or the Uranus. At this point, it's a little bit even. But considering the damage output of the CC on the other side of the map, the impact of that CC makes the impact of this Uranus even all the more evident. Sekysss now has the Hunter Strike as well. Dominance Ice on the way still for Yums.
Can I just say, why are we watching this? Why are we watching that? We're looking at the 2 fattest guys slap each other around and be like, hey, you feel anything? Nope.
We can go elsewhere, yo. Like, it's fine.
Let's look at something else.
We know what happens there.
It's such a dead lane. Oh, now there's something. Flicker forced out of OEB.
Yeah, that's what you get for staring at Alice and Uranus too long.
Okay, KarlTzy forced to get out. Sekysss!
Ooh.
The flickers are always being forced out.
I mean, this is one of the few techs that people learned quite late into the Hayabusa meta that you can actually flicker out away from the Oki Shadow Kill, but it's all about timing. There's a high... Oh, God.
No, OEB!
Oh.
Might have walked into the wrong direction. KarlTzy here gets to secure the orange buff, but now he's being chased by multiple members. The stun from JP, fortunately clutch, saving KarlTzy right there, but look at SRG.
Was Sekysss not in turret range there? I thought for sure he was going to take at least one more turret shot, but it looks like Ram was able to block it for the most part. Yums, he's thinking about it. He's really selling this. They're really selling this.
I think we need to back off. They're not going to win anything here just standing around. They're losing bot. And they might lose this one big.
Oh, no!
They find Sanji once again, doesn't have the flicker anymore. And now Sekysss picks up the kill. Graham chasing after KarlTzy. Sanford trying to stop him in his tracks. But just look at the amount of pressure he's able to apply. That's going to be a tier 1 in mid going over to SRG.
No, this is actually not good. Team Liquid doesn't usually play like this, but it looks like the conditioning from game 1 and 2 has definitely kind of dampened the senses down here. Yeah. And SRG are getting away with a little too much. More than I am comfortable with, as much as I want to see, you know, my countrymen do well. I think that Team Liquid, they're kind of dropping the ball. Like, they're making some weird motions across the map, especially like Sanji's rotations back into mid. Why is he not taking safe paths?
Yeah, they're usually better at man marking, while Selangorredgiants have taken control of this game through fantastic rotation and good timing and a great understanding of the tendencies of their opponent. Sanji again!
Oh no, doesn't have the wing by wings anymore. Now Cram once again, zoning out 3. OEB too forced to run under the turret, while up top, it seems like Sekysss is finding another kill. Throne of Ruin committed by Sanford, but does he have enough resources to deal with his Hayabusa? He has the quad shadow once again, and that's a killing spree for Sekysss.
think they're a little bit tilted at this point. A lot of aggression coming from the side of Team Liquid. Unnecessary at that.
Yeah, no, it's getting to them. It's really starting to sting because selangorredgiants, they've already made the mistakes and it's too late to take it back. But at this point, playing from behind feels really, really bad because this is exactly what SRG has been looking to do. If anybody's able to win a lane, you start feeling the influence spill over. And I think it started too early on for the side of SRG for Team Liquid to stop until roughly, I would say, give it about 13 minutes. At the 13-minute mark, let's double check.
Yeah. SRG have been nothing short of just fantastic. I think this is another MVP performance on the way for sekysss. He's been given a lot of information, and he's made the most out of it every time. Shadow kill has been on point over and over again. 3 kills under his belt, but all of them incredibly impactful. Now up to a Malefic Roar as well. The rush. JP's gonna melt, Sanford's gonna melt, and we could be looking at SRG making it to the knockouts before Team Liquid does.
Okay. It's gonna take a bit more time, especially for Oheb, who is now 2 levels behind of Innocent, if we were to look at it. Not just in terms of gold, that there's a lot of catching up to do. And it's not like Team Liquid could just really freely go for whatever big play that they want, unless... Oh no, JP, down bottom? Oh, using the glorious pathway just to escape.
That hurts, bro.
You hear that scream?
Yeah.
You hear the one audible person. The back, they were so nervous about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this is quite a clencher if you are a fan of SRG as well as TL. Oh, this is gonna escalate.
Okay. Oh, feathered airstrike used by Sanji, but he has to be wary of sekysss. He was looking at him right there. This is a lord that SRG will potentially secure for themselves after zoning out the members of Liquid so well. Innocent jumping in under the turret. Throne of Ruin used by Sanford, catching 2. But there's the real world manipulation from Stormy, perfectly positioned as well as they hunt down OM into the back line. Carl TZ, will he be able to look for the trades? It seems like the damage is not enough just yet. Sanford will try to look for whatever he can, but now there's 2 members on him, and that's another mega kill for sekysss.
I gotta give it a Cram. He's playing a near perfect game and a beautiful engagement from Sanford. Don't get me wrong, but he completely negated Oheb's existence, blocking every projectile with his body, completely zoning him out of the fight while still maintaining damage against both Sanford, Sanji, and Oheb.
The Filipino sniper has been shut down 2 games in a row now by selangorredgiants. Innocent's curtain calls have been well-timed as well. But now Liquid can just stand and watch. We'll try to defend Athena Shield for Yums, who also on this Hilda has been a nuisance. Though low-key is the impact, you can feel it when the bodies start dropping on the side of Liquid. SRG closing to an 8,000 gold lead.
Sky Piercer picked up by sekysss as well. Now all their base turrets are going to be exposed, and they'll have to struggle just to clear out this potential Lord Siege coming in from SRG. Cram standing in front of everybody. A perfect real world manipulation, catching Oheb. Bogey shadow kill committed as well. There's the Phantom Execution. They have to pay attention to the Lord first before anything else, and it will gain access to the base, but they get to take it down. But they might have to say goodbye to the Holy Shields and potentially more. Throne of Ruin committed by Sanford, stunning them, but look at that stun from JP! It's a shutdown over to Team Liquid.
Beautiful stuff coming in from Team Liquid side. Cram, he's not going to take too much damage. He's just going to walk away. But this completely shuts down the secondary push. As now the Holy Shieldings are completely gone. This second Lord is going to be do or die for Team Liquid as they find themselves in the exact same position as they were, if not worse, from game number 2.
Someone tell Team Liquid Oheb that he's got to lock the in right now. He just keeps getting caught way too easily.
Oh, Carl TZ. Oh, the stun lands onto Cram, but he just gets to dance around all that. They don't seem to have enough ways to deal with this Uranus just yet.
Oh no. Cram has completely outscaled them. They just don't do enough at this stage of the game. And even for Sanji as well, right? He has to make sure that he buys anti-heal. But now that he's got the Genius one, it's like, yes, I can do a little bit of damage, but it's too late when you already have so much MR on your side and a whopping 2.1k lead individually.
They all have to scramble to build magic defense, but no one is answering the physical damage output of the Hayabusa, CC, and the Hilda. There's not a single anti-Cuirass or Dreadnought armor on the side of Team Liquid. They couldn't build it.
No, Glorious Pathway committed. Sanford doesn't need to use the Flicker anymore to set up. They might just have to run away from this for now. Innocent, though, has his eyes set on this Alice. Now the Flicker is used just to escape.
Okay.
And JP, the Revitalize had to be committed as well.
Worth it. Now they can guarantee a no contest on that Lord or force a fight by it. And you can see that TL, they're so worried. They know that if this Lord gets taken, it's game over as they're too far behind. And Stormy, he's making sure, not revealing himself, but ensuring that key points of the map are locked off.
Okay, Oheb now gets caught by Cram once again.
Dear God.
How do you position yourself in this kind of situation, Carl Teasy? He just wants to take his purple buff, but even that gets denied. Another perfect curtain call coming in from Innocent. Now there seems to be a bit more damage coming in, but when you see Liquid forced to run away, they just can't commit.
Selangorredgiants now looks like they're basically working on a taxing system.
Oh!
Moments! That could have been a moment, but they want more with the Lord in hand, and Stormy now finally has the lantern. All these tanks don't mean much.
Will Team Liquid be able to hold on? There's no marksman on the side of SRG, but it's a different story. SRG have taken the definitive lead without a marksman with great early to mid-game play. Now Liquid, they have their Granger. Is it enough? Is the force of damage enough? The answers to those questions have to be yes if they want to be able to hold on. But all signs are pointing to SRG being able to make it to the knockouts first, winning this game 3. Let's see.
Okay. What will they try to approach first? Sakai is using the Quad Shadow already. They will be dealing with the minions in the mid lane first before they transition towards the Lord up top. And they seem to have managed it to some extent. But does SRG want to go for another attempt? There is a way for Liquid to set things up, but the curtain call was already committed. There's the real world manipulation once more. It's countered by the Fettered Airstrike, but Sanji has nowhere to run. Fortunately uses the Wings by Wings to fly away, but the Throne of Ruin catches Sekysss. Sanji's still alive. Liquid defend.
This is the perfect scenario for Liquid. They now get to come back into the game. Now Sanji can get his third item and you have some real damage for the upcoming fight. But at the very least, they don't lose anything off of this.
That was so close. Like, Sanji had 2 members on him, but he waited to the very last second before he wings by wings down.
Yeah, it's going to be a long climb back for Liquid though. SRG still hold the definitive lead, but that will help. See Halberd already built up by Oheb. Carl Teasy gets his orange buff, and I will be back to once again to a counter defensive positioning. Again, the problem with a lineup that doesn't have a traditional marksman is now going to be felt by SRG. If Liquid hold out even longer, then this game is going to get harder and harder for SRG to end.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, right? We need SRG to close out the game while they still have this. While they still have this 6.8K on their side. It's a lot of money, but just notice, like Cram is like, yes, I'm quote unquote indestructible, but at the same time, I'm realizing that Lancelot is kind of doing a lot of damage with the Divine, with at least the Endless Battle. But with the Divine Glaive already completed by Sanji, right? Even if he builds more MR, it's not going to do him much good.
See Halberd as well for Innocent. Full build now for this CC. And Team Liquid are going to be in a world of hurt. It's understated, but the sudden spike, very late game from a CC with a C Halberd is busted, bro.
Should not be fair.
Yeah, and we get to see the constant Hylos plus X curtain call happen multiple times throughout.
Lately, it's been a little bit more of like either Alice plus X or even Lancelot plus X. Because Carl Teasy trying to get close and deal damage. The moment Innocent sees him, it's just like curtain call. And then if Carl Teasy tries to get away from it, at the end of the animation, it's going to be someone else linked to that curtain call because he tried to get away.
Yeah, it's just, there's not a lot of counterplay to it. You really just have to like micro your way out of this. And I think that's the beauty of the... Oh, wait!
They're actually bursting down Grab! JP with Revitalize, but Doom sends the guys from behind. Might look for other targets as much as they can. Stormy gets to find the kill on JP, but the Yogi Shadow kill is already committed. They split the damage, but Sekysss is still after Carl. But Carl gets to run away.
Why?
The stun doesn't land. And now Sanji is down. Oheb doesn't get to escape. Carl is all alone. Sanford has to recall, but Carl is still alive, but can he handle this?
Sanford Sanford still running back to the base. Carl TZ suddenly comes out revitalized and rejuvenated. Forces Humes back. Liquid still in this.
Why wasn't there a call to close out the game? I guess they understood that Sanford was able to buy some time, and now they need to guarantee this. So guys have 50% and fallen.
Okay. Will they actually still try to go out?
If Carl gets this, no way.
Stormy has another real-world manipulation available. Phantom
Oh, no more
Fusion
Phantom.
Just
He's
to
dead.
escape.
Oh!
He gets stunned. Thorn Rose, but there is no way out. Sanford and JP have to return to the base.
That's Lord. That's Lord going over to the side of SRG. Carl TZ caught out. And a great angle from sekysss. Great, honestly, amazing stuff from Innocent to block. He understands he's not just the marksman, he's more.
Okay. Their strike. They clear the waves as much as they can. But this is just the beginning. There's a Lord Siege upcoming from SRG2. But Carl will be able to get back in the game 8 seconds before he gets back.
How long though?
I have a feeling this game's gonna go on way longer than we realize.
For sure, because right now SRG, the big thing is that their wave clear sucks, and all of their main damage dealers who have physical damage need to walk up to the crystal in melee form.
Not a lot of immortalities left up, but they left the minion wave up top.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to clear it.
Okay.
Not a lot of immortalities on the board. Only both roamers have their immortality. Sanford doesn't have it. Cram doesn't have it.
Gotta breathe for a second here. They're not going to initiate until that Lord starts knocking on that base. Now the real question is whether or not they want to sync up these waves, because they're letting this Lord slowly push in as Yums is trying to clear it up. They've got almost a half a second delay.
Oh,
Look at the damage.
The damage from Innocent is a bit too much. Better dare strike. Carl TZ is trying to hunt down Stormy, forces out the real-world manipulation, and he successfully finds it. Does Team Liquid have what it takes to actually defend the game? And it seems like they do!
They pull back, and it's great. Innocent's still there, but there's not enough minions.
Innocent,
Oh!
tries to run away, but Sanford catches him! He has 2 members on him, but he will go down! There's 1 minion left in a wave completed mid. Team Liquid have to defend again!
Innocent still had the vengeance. No wonder Sanford couldn't finish him off. The minion waves will get cleared up though. But Liquid are just barely holding on every single time, every time. But it's not yet their time, as SRG will have to try one more time to end it.
Now it's dead even. Despite SRG having every single one of these structures, they need all 5 members alive and taking out a 2-for-1 trade each and every time if they want to punch above their weight. The biggest issue we're seeing so far, sekysss, he's trying so hard to get into that backline. He's actually getting caught out. JP has got his number. Sanford has got his number. Even Sanji has his number when it matters the most. This lead that we see, this 5.8, it's just extra money for SRG to try and item swap to make the difference.
Folks, welcome as we get closer to the 20th minute mark. We're all at the edge of our seats.
We aren't even sitting on our seats.
There's no point. There's no point. I mean, I can sit on it. I'm the analyst, man. I'm having the time of my life. And I also need to pee. But I need to watch this game. With full items all across the board. I am a little curious about how many stacks Oheb
same.
has. Same goes for sekysss, which I'm pretty sure he got reset like 3 different times. So I'm thinking I'm guessing 20-something, 21?
I'm guessing it's somewhere around 40 because there's a lot of times where there's still a good amount of health on the side of Liquid, but then during the shadow kill animation, they just drop like flies. SRG are going to be looking to rush this Lord. They have great positioning. Yums, man marking, Innocent, the damage again, making JP melt.
Oh, Sanford tries to look for both of them.
Oh, no!
Throne of Ruin committed. Stunned
Early.
through, but the real manipulation. Catching JP, but he gets bursted down just like that by Oheb.
Oh my goodness, Sanji and Oheb just shared the same brain cell, targeted the same guy, blindfolded. A good attempt, but now it gets even scarier.
Oh my goodness.
Still a lot of minion waves coming in for SRG. Marked very well. Yums even guiding the minion waves up top. Sanford forced to scramble. They see Stormy. They force him out. Sanji already flickered forward. He's greedy.
Okay, Stormy has the immortality. Yums, tries to stun Sanji, but he has the Winter Crown. JP Mortality
Wait,
Pop might not get
the
to
Lord,
escape this.
the
but
base.
The waves up top. The base. They have to clear the base. Crab is denying them.
Cortese falls. Yumes takes him down. There's still a lot of minion waves in for
How much
SRG.
time? How much time? 12 seconds!
Liquid
12
has the
seconds
Lord.
until Lord spawn!
Liquid has the Lord. They can't march out with it, but SRG might just be able to stop it as it marches out.
Okay, they have to deal with the waves. They have to deal with the waves first.
Spawning. It's too late. It's too late. They have to back off here. An amazing defense, an amazing attack coming in from both of our teams as finally the score evens up 8-16. Look at that gold lead. 6K turning down back into 1.9.
We didn't get to see how he did it, but Cortese getting the Lord.
Yumes
Yumes.
once again stunning OM. Sekysss trying to follow up with the Throne of Ruin. Might just make it in time. Immortality pop for Yumes. Sanford will be the trade, but they get to survive.
Stormy.
No one goes down just yet from SRG, but Stormy's a bit
No,
too deep.
no, no.
Sanji, will he actually be able to finish off the kill?
Dead.
It might not be him. It's gonna be JP.
Well played coming in from Team Liquid. They're trading bodies to buy time, and right now time is everything that they need other than a wave clear. That's good enough. And so guys, you'll be able to clear this out. He's fast, but honestly, Liquid really showing some grit.
They are holding on by their fingertips every time. 44 stacks on the Sky Piercer, 714 on the passive. And there are no first-tier towers down just yet on the side of SRG. It has been 23 minutes of Selangorredgiants domination. And more than half of that is them being unable to end this game number 3.
It's the nature of the composition. Their wave clear has never been their strong point. Snowballing is, but closing out a game requires different tools which they don't have access to. However, Team Liquid, they're very good at sieging. They have the exact tools, but they need to get all the way to the enemy inhibitor if they want to enact that plan. Up until this point, they're just waiting for SRG to fight around this Lord because they know that's the only thing they care about now.
Not a single turret down from SRG. Team Liquid are really banking on that possibility that they get to win a fight and just take it straight from there. But does SRG, or will they even allow that to happen? The Veteran Strike's dealing a bit too much damage. Glorious Pathway also, but then Cortese fortunately still makes it out alive. JP will be gone for this Lord take, however.
Okay, all right. Some pretty big ultimates already out. Sanji should be able to get back up before this upcoming fight, and I think that Cortese, he's on the run. Yep, he bought rapid boots. He needs to get there.
Okay, Cortese, what is he gonna do and what is he gonna try to do? Shut down onto Innocent.
Oh my
Winter
God!
Crown as well coming in from Sanford. OM is down though, but Stormy's next on the list for Carl. Sanford finds the kill on Sekysss as well, but Sanji's all alone here up top. Does he have a place to run? He might not actually get home, and Cram will take the kill.
It's not over yet.
It's not
No
over.
one wants to give this up. What it means. These are two teams who are not facing elimination, but a Giant and a Titan looking to make it to the knockouts.
Okay. Can Cram and Yumes deny the objective from Liquid? Sanford and Carl trying their best. He gets to secure the purple objective. But they do not allow them to secure the Lord.
They can't afford it. And the problem is that Liquid doesn't have some extra time to just breathe, right? Just find that moment to be able to start pushing back against their opponents. Because their waves, the maintenance, the chores, the duties is just too high. But though, we do see that Cortese has to give up the Lord because he's just too strong right now. We're going for another 5v5, man.
But now they have space. Stretching out the minion waves, so Oheb can be left behind to clear up the bot. I thought Cortese would actually try to continue forcing the minion wave to push into the top turret just so they have a little bit more space to work with. But it seems they're not going to be able to get just that. This is how massive the SRG lead has. Look, the gold is now towards Team Liquid, but the map is still SRG coded.
Yeah.
Until they can get towers down, Liquid will feel like they're just bumping their head into a wall. JP forced to use the Glorious Pathway to get away safely.
This is the first time I've ever seen both of these teams genuinely play scared. Like they're actually nervous to walk up into these bushes. They're actually nervous to take any little bit of damage because that could be the game-winning play.
Okay. Oh, the stun from Sandy lands.
Oh, the capsule!
Yumes finds him as well, and he has no way to escape. That's Sanji gone for Team Liquid.
Careful, keep your eyes on Carl. If he steals this, they might have just bought themselves another 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, Sanford. Sanford finding targets, and that's gonna be Innocent. Innocent trying to escape this. Sekysss going in with the Yogi Shadow kill. Does OM survive? He somehow still does. But Yums and Sekysss are on him. And now he doesn't. JP trying to run away. Immortality pop. But then, that's it. 3 members are down for Liquid.
And then there were 2 Yums going after Sanford. But Sanford gets away. SRG still has the lead. Only 2 members of Liquid. SRG looking to end it here.
They're excited. They're excited, but they also know that they're capable of many things, and Carl will try his damnest to defend this base.
He dodged the stun from Yums.
No!
But then that's about it. Not for long. The Apex Predator all alone trying to prolong the siege. Has the immortality, dealing with 4 members all at once. But they will not pay attention to him anymore. Winter Crown play, but that's it for this game. SRG are going to the knockout stage. Woo!
What a game! One of the best series we've seen so far here at the Swiss stage to keep the entertainment lively in the EXO Hall live in Indonesia. Fans spilling out from inside to out. What a beautiful game. Congratulations to SRG to move on to the next stage. Team Liquid, their journey just got 1 day longer.
This is what the M Series is all about. When the Giants and Titans face off against each other, the world watches. And as the world trembles, we tremble not with fear, but with excitement with what we witness. And what we witnessed was one of the greatest series in M Series history of all time. The team looking to complete the Golden Road. The road gets longer, but for the Giants, the dream gets closer. Welcome to the knockouts.
A sigh of relief, a breath of fresh air.
Unbelievable. We, on the desk, we could be as tense as we are, but imagine for the players who we, again, mentioned, seemed scared for the first time in how many times that we've seen them play and go up against each other. Their movements were just so careful and calculated. But then there were just so many loopholes all throughout. SRG, they did not let go of a single turret.
Yeah, they didn't. I'm surprised that even mid-tier 1 was still able to hold at the very end here, but I think the biggest problem was that TL, once they were finally, we evened it out, we've got no inhibitors.
It is only the Swiss stage, but we are witnessing world-class, almost grand finals level performances from these 2. But now it's time for us to bow down to the Giants and hear their cry. Hear their declaration as they walk into the knockout stage. With Rose with them, it's Sekysss, Stormy, Yums, Innocent, and Cram. Congratulations again to SRG!
The Giants stood tall against the Titans tonight. And with that, Selangor Red Giant officially qualifies for the knockout stages. This was a qualification game that felt like an elimination, and that itself is grand finals worthy. Boys, congratulations. Innocent, how do you feel like being the second team to officially qualify for the knockout stages?
We're happy because it's not like before that we're fighting for our life to enter the playoffs, and now we're just being consistent.
Yes, the tables definitely have turned compared to their journey in the M6 last year, in which they were placed in a do-or-die situation. This time, they stood tall and is still on a very convincing win streak for this M series. Now, Stormy, how important is this win for SRG, especially since we know that TLPH is one of the hardest contenders you guys ever faced in your journey?
It's really important for us so we can test our limits, and we're happy that we win today because we can get more rest.
Yes, definitely there is more rest involved. How are you guys planning to spend your prolonged or extended rest because you guys qualified early? Macam mana korang nak celebrate ataupun spend korang punya off day?
Dengan tidur.
Dengan tidur. Sleeping is very important, and I feel like a lot of the pro players actually lack sleep, especially during the tournament season. Now, Cram, just now I interviewed Ate Mitch and I also interviewed Gorgeous. Now, both sides said that you guys were very happy to be meeting TL in this qualification stage. Do you feel like you finally have gotten your revenge against TL after all the past results that you guys have had?
To be honest, I was really disappointed in our game one, but I'm so happy to my teammates because we get bounced back from the loss.
Yeah, the bounce back was really amazing in that last game. Oh my gosh, I think everybody was at the edge of their seats. And of course, guys, how did you prepare for actually facing with the GOAT? Track record-wise, it's not looking too good for the side of SRG, but how was the preparation like today?
I think what I did, I just keep watching their games and try to do some review what they always do and what can we counter their rotation kind of thing lah. So basically, most of it just analyze his gameplay like that.
Ah, you really locked in and made sure to watch and do what you could in order to secure a win up against the GOAT today. Yes. One last thing before I forget, an honorable mention to Game 1 Sora, Innocent. Let's just talk about this just a little bit, okay? You got a savage in that first game. Have you ever played Sora? Why did you decide to play Sora? Anything at all?
Because Yums that time watch Wildcard.
Okay.
Then he asked me, "Oh, Sent, I think you can play Sora here. That's why I play."
Did you ever try it before this game?
No,
Oh!
I just watch.
Wow! So you tried and got a savage. That is insane. Amazing one, Innocent. And of course, to wrap up this interview, my favorite person to interview on the stage, Yums. Anything you want to say to the fans and to all the Malaysians supporting your journey?
Terima kasih semua orang yang support kita orang dan let's go knockout stage.
TLDR, not too long anyways. Thank you to everyone for supporting us in our journey. Let's go knockout stage. And with that, thank you very much, SRG, and once again, congratulations. Let us throw it back to the panel to analyze what happened in this amazing full series.
Selangor Red Giants now joins Alter Ego in the knockout stages. While Team Liquid PH, as mentioned earlier, will just have to fight one more day. But who knows, that could be two, depending on what happens. That's the beauty of Swiss.
Don't do them dirty like that. They had a long series to play ahead. I would like them to qualify for the following round just to ease the pain and maybe get a chance at a best of 7.
Yeah, because that was such a hard fought. I don't even know if I'd call it a fight or a defense, because like for majority of the game they were defending against SRG.
Before we hop in, we actually have to correct the list of savages. You have Carl TZ Slanslock
I
against
knew it!
Gaming M2, Hiko's Beatrix against CFU M6, Innocent Sora against Team Liquid M7, but in M3, Albert's Roger against RSG Singapore also scored a savage. So there have been 4 savages in M Series history. Again, that's Carl, Albert, Hiko, and Innocent, M2, M3, M6, and M7, just to clear out the record for everyone here. It's crazy how this series began with Innocent getting a savage on a Sora that he allegedly never practiced with, only watch. I have to double check with him if that's actually true. If it's actually true, bro, I wasn't familiar with your game to that extent. And Liquid won that game. Game number 2, it is then SRG dominating Liquid. And game number 3, we saw what happened. Stormy on this eve is the MVP, 2-3-13, real world manipulation on point.
I think this is one of the few compositions where it's just so volatile. Like at any point of time, if SRG makes too big of a mistake, it's over for you. There's no coming back from it, right? Your wave clear generally just sucks, and Stormy is the only person who can realistically do it, and he's not even the best hero to do so.
Super on point. always used it just when he wanted to stop someone or at least catch someone with the stuns from the borders of the real world manipulation. And it was almost always Oheb, Carl TZ, or the Hylos running away just so they could definitely finish up the kill. So
Yeah, I mean, in many of these situations and in many of these kills, as you can see here up on your screen, you're seeing that these fights really break down to am I able to fit the puzzle pieces in the right places, right? So when we look at the initial fights, especially how long this game initially was, let's look at this one key moment, because this is where the initial catch happens. With 3 ultimates already coming out and the feathered airstrike, notice, give it a moment. Oh no, passed it, too late. But overall, it's about poking at your opponent and getting consistent resources out of them. You have about 2 to 3 second windows between each of those ultimates to make an attempt again, which is where we see that both Liquid and SRG had a very deep understanding of, hey, he's 4 seconds away from getting his ult. If we can make something happen in those 4 seconds, we must take it, which is why you have probers. In this case, the prober is going to be Cram, who's very good at wasting the time of TLPH, who needed 4 members, inclusive of Oheb and Carl TZ's Lancelot, just at a chance of clearing him off the map. What makes this even more unique is after Cram becomes less relevant, Innocent was able to kind of take that mantle and was able to scale defensively whenever he had his vengeance. But overall, his main goal, his main focus, poke down the opponent, bring them low, force them into a situation where they don't have control over the tempo. You gotta follow our timer, not the other way around.
It even just got to the point where you got to see, despite how good Liquid were holding on with the sheer mechanics and individual decision-making they were doing during the team fights, the fact that they could not get any towers down at all really hurt them in the long run. All the minion waves constantly crashing in. Not a lot of teams can do what Liquid did here in terms of holding on for as long as they did. But for SRG, they managed their resources in the map so well. You also have to credit them for making sure that not even a single tower went down. That means they were timing their team fights to the point where even if Liquid won, they cannot push into any turrets or lanes.
and I mean, the way that Humes was just controlling the map was insane. I feel like even though it seemed like such a picture-perfect opportunity for Liquid to just go for the fights, even when Stanford was able to go in and look for the stuns on 2 or 3 members with the Throne of Ruin, and then there's the Glorious Pathway as well, and Carl TZ, and everything being laid out, it feels like if you were Liquid, you'd still be hesitant because you don't know where the Hilda can come from. And it's always Oheb that's being hunted down by Humes. So the way that SRG series long was able to shut down Oheb was on a completely different level. Like, I barely saw the Filipino sniper in action in the series.
Honestly, the Filipino sniper was literally half a screen away to deal damage, right? The one few times that they actually caught people like Cram, or sometimes most importantly, that bought them, what, 13 minutes worth of time, was killing sekysss 3 times with the help of Sanji and Oheb targeting the same guy.
Yeah. Gosh. Everything just worked so well.
Wait,
for
hold on.
SRG.
Did we skip the entire 3rd turtle, now that I think about it? There's 2 turtles for the side of SRG. We never got to the 3rd one. They were just like, we'll wait it out.
Yeah, wait. Why do I remember there being 3 turtles taken?
I think they just either skipped one or the Lord already spawned.
Yeah,
it
just
transformed.
Yeah, it just transformed into the Lord.
Maybe that was when they were taking a bit too long, dancing around the objective that eventually became the Lord, because yeah, they were in control of the map, and Liquid could just show themselves every now and then, but not too much to commit to a fight because, again, of how the other members would just suddenly show up in the back lines.
Great value with the Hilda and Eve. And still, the fighters dominate in the gold lane. And the lineups that require to play around the marksman a little bit, not a little bit, it's significantly more demanding. Considering if you play the double fighters and then you have an assassin, it's easy for you to just, okay, we'll just control early to mid. But how well does the team with a marksman manage the map so that they're not going into the moment where they're behind, that they're